Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Before I said that Cade Cunningham would never be an All-Star, and I just wanted to double down on that. I just.
We're back
What's going
with
on
another.
with Mike's video?
I know.
The NFL free agency has been nonstop all day. We're going to touch on some NBA and more March Madness. Let's go. What up, Jam Squad? Welcome back to another episode of Jam Pack Podcast. I'm your host, Michael. I'm joined with my guys, John and Mike, and joining us later will be Drew. What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
What's going on?
Trying to keep up with all the deals going down.
Dude, it seems like it's been going down left and right. Just nonstop notifications off my phone. I'm like, can't keep up. Let's jump right into things, dude. So I'm gonna go down by positions, because that seems to work out. Just at the quarterback position alone, right? Within the last couple of days, Kirk Cousins ends up signing with Atlanta. Russell Wilson ends up signing with Pittsburgh, which was just a killer deal, right? Gardner Minshew signs with Las Vegas. Jacoby Brissett signs with New England. Out of those 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks, who makes the biggest impact right away? And then I'll ask you who got the best deal. Mike, you go first.
So I think the best get was Kirk Cousins for Atlanta. I'll tell you what, I'm getting. Pitts is on my never draft list, but
I might do that.
If anyone can provide Pitts, it's got to be Kirk Cousins. Like I gotta have hope on this guy again. Drake London there. You got a good running back. Curious about the offensive line. And to be honest, Kirk Cousins needs an offensive line. But I think I mean in a division that's already weak, I think they basically just got the signing of. I mean, they paid a lot of money for him, but they got the signing they needed in Kirk Cousins. That's just my opinion.
Offensive line there too. Just to add on to that before I go to my pick, offensive line there too is actually a top 10 offensive line. So he's gonna be set. I think it's a great pick for the Falcons. I think they have a very young offense, but he's a veteran, so I think he'll keep them in line. I think he'll give them the spark that they need. He still has the arm to do what needs to be done. So I think it's a huge pick there. So, Mike, to answer your question, I'll go with Russell Wilson to the Steelers. I think that's who they need. I think my only concern there is, does Deontay Johnson stay? I heard that he's very much not happy, but I don't know if that changes with a quarterback that can throw him the ball. So still more to come, I would say, but I do think Russell Wilson for the Steelers is a good pickup. I think that it's great because they get him for a veteran minimum, and Denver pays their salary.
That's incredible, because I think the veteran minimum's what, 1.5 or something like that, 1.5 million.
I think it's
which
somewhere
means
around 1.4 maybe.
The rest of the 38 mil is coming from Denver.
All from Denver.
How do you not jump on that? If you're a team that needs a quarterback, how do you not jump on that? Even if he ends up your backup, like how?
Sure. Can he get Kenny Pickett where he needs to go? I think there's a chance there. I think Kenny Pickett does have some tools. He may not be the guy. I can see it in Mike's eyes already. He may not be the guy, but I think that some tools can be sharpened there. I also think too. Mike Tomlin probably had a discussion with Russell Wilson. Said, "Hey, if you come over for a year, 2 years, we'll build around you. We'll make it happen." Because I think that they have a good 2 or 3 good picks in the draft that they could go for another tight end. Patty Freiermuth is there, but I think they can go one more. I think they can probably go for a little bit younger of a running back, and I think they can add a receiver too. So this year, I think they could bolster their offense and make it work for Russell Wilson.
I'm actually gonna go with Jacoby Brissett as being the best value for who got picked up. I know Kirk Cousins is gonna be implemented in a better quarterback, but is going to be implemented in a new system, right? Same thing with Russell Wilson. The only one guy that is going in with a familiarity with the offense is Jacoby Brissett. Not that he's back in New England, but he's with the same OC he was with in Cleveland. And so he already knows the system. Obviously, going back to New England helps in, same environment. Okay, we got a Cincinnati fan in the house. Sup, Sole? We definitely didn't see any Cincinnati picks coming up in free agency. Looks like you guys are just gonna tank it because I heard you guys got rid of Joe Mixon.
Not only did they get rid of Joe Mixon, they screwed Joe Mixon in the process. If you're gonna get rid of the guy, get rid of him a day earlier when Saquon Barkley's not signed, when DeAndre Swift's not signed, and he has the opportunity to go to 31 other teams. You just replaced him and then said bye. I mean that's just bad business.
You're not wrong there, but for a sleeper team for him, since we're talking about Mr. Mixon, how about the Dallas Cowboys? Right, I think he is a perfect fit in the Dallas Cowboys. He is a banger there. I think they're going to probably rebuild their offensive line. Yeah, I think he would be good there. I think that's a perfect fit.
It would be a good fit, but Mike McCarthy would find a way to mess it up for sure.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a perfect fit. I didn't say it's going to work. It's a perfect fit.
That is too funny. Of the quarterbacks still left unsigned, at least notable
Tyrod
quarterback
Taylor just signed with the Jets.
Oh, he's on with the Jets. Okay, yeah. Okay, Aaron that's not bad. Keeps him in New York. All right.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill, Jameis Winston, Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, Josh Dobbs,
Winston's out
Mason
of the
Rudolph.
league, dude. Winston's out of the league after his stunt is the last game. I'm telling you, I can't see the guy playing another snap in the NFL.
You know who I think might have still have a chance is Mason Rudolph. I think he's serviceable somewhere, not as a starter, but I'm sure he can back somebody up, especially an injury-prone team. Man, maybe Josh Allen. I don't know who his backup is, but I know that sometimes he needs a reliever every now and again. So I can see Mason Rudolph doing okay.
Definitely as a backup role. Super Solar said he felt bad for Mixon. Loved him while he was in Cincinnati, but he was awesome. Gonna miss him for sure.
Man, I know. I love Mixon too, man.
I just don't know that Zach Moss could be the every down back. I mean, I know he did well the first few games at Indy, but his first 5 years in Buffalo, he wasn't. So it's a surprising move for Cincy. I was surprised to hear that. I mean, and now they may lose T. Higgins too, who wants out. Like Joe Burrow's going to be coming back to a whole new team.
Right. I know that's man. Like I said, there's so much movement going on right now. Let's move on to the running back position. This one was crazy. Saquon Barkley signs with Philadelphia.
I got a comment right there because this one just blows my mind. Philly is like the master of having 8 running backs, right? Not including Jalen Hurts. And last year when they signed Swift, I was like, okay, they're finally gonna commit to one guy. About halfway through the season, what do? Go and run, 3 other guys with them, little backs, fast backs, and it's like, and then they go spend this money on Saquon. I was blown away. I honestly was blown away. I hit up a buddy, big Eagles fan. I'm like, what are you thinking? He's like, I have no idea. He's like, I literally have no idea. He's like, I'm like, yeah, you guys don't even use one back. He's like, you're right. I don't. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what Oscar's saying, John, but I mean, I don't get that signing at all. I really don't.
I think Oscar's really happy with Saquon, but who relieves him? It's Kenneth Gainwell.
If they use him.
Correct. But Kenneth Gainwell isn't going to be he's not going to add to a 3-headed monster in the backfield. It's like a 1.5 heads, right? Like Saquon's big head and everybody else around him. Like it's not going to work, and so I don't understand it either. Maybe they're going to switch their philosophy this year. Maybe that happens. Jason Kelce retired, so new center, maybe a different philosophy. Probably can't do the same things that he could have done. Tush push might be something in the past now. We'll see. But yeah, definitely an interesting signing. But secretly, I am actually happy for Saquon because keeps the running back position relevant. I was really worried about Josh Jacobs and Saquon and if they'd be able to find a team and if they'd be able to get a contract this year. So I'm happy for them, but that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting signing.
From an offensive standpoint, Saquon make them better or worse?
Better. They have to be better.
If he's healthy. Got to stay healthy.
Got to stay healthy, right? The next signing, man, this one hurt. Wait, we got Oscar. Oscar, what's up, buddy?
Leg day.
What's going on? Good to see you, my man. The next signing, dude, this one will hurt me a little bit. Josh Jacobs signing with Green Bay. Oh, we let Josh Jacobs go. Oh, that one hurt. Definitely a good pickup for Green Bay for sure. Dude, Green Bay's still young, right? I definitely think that makes that team even that much better than they were, even though they made that deep run into the playoffs. But that hurt seeing Josh Jacobs leave the Raiders. Tony Pollard signs with Tennessee. I don't see that making that much of an impact. Going from Derrick Henry down to Tony Pollard. Austin Eckler signs. Returner. I know, right? Austin Eckler signs with Washington. DeAndre Swift signs with Chicago.
I don't get that one either, the Austin Eckler one. I'm a little surprised. I mean, you have Brian Robinson Jr. that they just picked up a couple years ago. That was the guy. And now you go and get a name like Austin Eckler. I don't know. Maybe they overvalued running backs this year for some reason. Like they decided they're relevant again, Well, I mean, I don't know.
Here's my question. Here's my question for that specifically. So you let go of Antonio Gibson and you got Austin Eckler. What did you do? What did you do?
Right.
Did you trade feet for hands? Because maybe that's what it is, right? I know Austin Eckler has some decent hands. That's it. I don't understand. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Gibson probably played 2 extra games this year. So I mean, he's a little bit healthier, right? I don't understand what happened.
Yeah, and Brian Robinson's the third down back anyway. He comes in and catches the ball. So you got 2 Brian Robinsons now on the team. Like I'm just confused with that one. I really am.
I really thought that after hearing about Josh Jacobs signing with Green Bay, that the Raiders were going to go after Eckler because of the familiarity with the GM. I really thought that they were going to go push for that. And then he signs with Washington. I was like, well, maybe Eckler was like, nah, I'm not signing with the Raiders, which I get. I could totally understand that. DeAndre Swift signs with Chicago. We talked about that. Gus
Bears
Edwards
got a lot of money. Bears just throwing money.
Dude, they got assets galore. Galore.
But are they going to be able to trade their quarterback now when Atlanta just picked up theirs? I mean,
right?
No,
it'll be interesting to see what happens at Fields.
The answer would be no.
Gus Edwards ends up signing with the
Big
Chargers, and then Antonio Gibson signs on with New England. And then here comes the NFL guru for the evening, Drew. Uncle Drew. What's going on, Uncle Drew?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, my man.
Came to join to bring all my awesome takes.
Super Soul, they said that the San Francisco's building that D line, lost Armstead, but went and got Floyd. That was interesting.
So Armstead had stats. Not that Floyd didn't, but Armstead actually had a pretty good year last year. But with his toe injury that he just can't seem to fix, and Floyd seems to be super excited to come to the Niners. I'm excited for that. I think it's a good deal.
How do you feel about
Floyd's
it,
got that championship caliber too, right? I mean, he won a championship with the Rams.
The Rams.
Then went over to Buffalo, and even though they didn't win, he played with some good teams. So I'm excited to have Floyd. I think you're just, you're not losing very much with that.
Agreed. And it's a lot cheaper.
Armstead, yeah, exactly. I think it was just all about the dollars and cents on that one.
Yeah.
This banner is a little old, but with the running backs that are left in free agency, I mean, we talked about how many how much movement has been going on. Zach Moss is no longer on there. We can add Mixon onto that list instead of Zach Moss, but Derrick Henry's still out there. Dobbins, AJ Dillon, Dante Foreman, and Aaron Jones, who just got released because of the signing of Josh Jacobs. So definitely a lot of. So good...
Mike, what do the Raiders do?
What
about Derrick Henry?
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna go for Derrick Henry. Mixon might be a better fit. I know they really like Zamir White. I know they like Zeus. They're pretty confident that he can do some stuff, especially after Josh Jacobs went down with an injury and he had to carry a couple of games.
He did good.
And he did decent.
Yeah.
I also don't know if they pick up one of the backs out of the draft.
If it were me, I might add AJ Dillon. If Zeus is going to be the number one, maybe add AJ Dillon as number two. I would actually like to see J.K. Dobbins, but he cannot stay healthy, and I don't think he'd like to sit. He wouldn't like to sit on the sideline either. I think he wants to be the featured back. But maybe like AJ Dillon or Devonta Foreman, to just back you guys up and be that bruiser on second down if it's second and 2 or 3 of short yardage.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I know Antonio Pierce wants to be super aggressive during free agency. I mean, they just paid a ton of money to Wilkins.
Yeah, they
in
did.
That interior defense. Yeah, Christian Wilkins, 4 years, $110 million. I mean, that was like hands down what they wanted to do is go in and fix the trenches throughout free agency. It didn't help that Chris Jones signed that massive deal with 5 years, $158 million, and then Madubuike with the Ravens also signed a 4-year, $98 million. So that didn't help the market either.
and the Raiders got the quarterback of the future in Gardner Minshew, huh?
Oh man, so it's super funny. I got what was it? A YouTube short from Max Crosby's podcast, The Rush, and he had put together this montage. He was mic'd up for one game when they played Indianapolis, and he just kept calling Gardner Minshew every time he'd tap him, call him, yeah, you little white boy, yeah, little white boy. So it's like nothing but a montage of him calling him that, and then Gardner Minshew gets on the sideline. And he's like, "Why is Max Crosby so angry all the time?"
Well, at least he doesn't have to worry about him for a couple of years,
right? Like, I definitely don't think that. I mean, you put him in, and to create some kind of competition at quarterback. Who knows? Maybe he will beat out O'Connell.
He should.
Yeah, he really should. The one position that I'm actually surprised there hasn't been a lot of movement is the wide receiver position. The only wide receiver that's been signed to a different team, actually two. It was Gabe Davis and Duvernay. They both signed with Jacksonville. Kendrick Bourne, Higgins, Pittman, Evans, they all, well, let me rephrase. Pittman, Evans, and Kendrick Bourne all re-signed with their respective teams. Higgins got franchise tag, and now it's obviously all over Twitter that he wants out. He wants to trade, and so that'll be fun to see where he ends up. If they do go and trade for him, where do you think he goes?
Higgins?
Yeah. Who goes after Higgins? Steelers. Who needs a number 2? Steelers? Yeah. I could see Steelers, yeah. Keep him in the division.
He has to be traded, though. I don't think they'll trade within the division.
What would be really good is if he went to the Texans. Because, they got Nico Collins. Tank Dell is there, but, he's kind of on the fringe of a number 2, number 3 receiver. But if Higgins went to the Texans, look out. Look out.
Hey, Colts wouldn't be a bad fit either for him.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, too. I agree with that.
Tandem with him and Pittman? Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But he could go a lot of places.
If he went to the Titans, that might even help Will Levis, because I think Will Levis has a big arm. I just think he needs to throw it to more than one person. So I think that might actually help his case to stay as a starting quarterback for a little bit if he went to the Titans.
That's true.
Super Sole, where's T. Higgins ending up? Let me know in the comments. Outside of that, I mean, there's still a bunch of people that are out in free agency. Obviously, still a ton of interior D linemen, lots of O linemen, plenty of O linemen. The one position that's probably not necessarily there free agency wise is tight end. Dalton Schultz re-signed with Texans. Hunter Henry re-signed with the Patriots. Noah Fant re-signed with the Seahawks.
That's crazy.
Parkinson signed with the Rams. I mean that one's new. Jonnu Smith signed with Miami. Okay, I could see that helping him out. But outside of that, I don't think there's the free agency market on tight ends is there. I mean, Gerald Everett's still on the board. Austin Hooper, but I think he's on the decline. Mike Gesicki and Logan Thomas, I think, are the only notable names that I can remember. But man, if you're in the market for an interior, for a linebacker, I was baffled at how many all pros were released this year. I mean, just like straight up cut. Like, okay, hey, Justin Simmons, yeah, we don't want to sign you anymore. Jamal Adams, yeah, we're not bringing you back. I'm like, just straight up release, not traded anywhere for any kind of draft picks before the draft, nothing. Like, we're just gonna straight up cut you. Is that a phenomenon?
It's been brutal this year, to be honest. Like, and what surprises me is, I have to go back and look, but like, I feel like free agency started like 3 days ago with the way that like these teams agreed to terms with guys and all this stuff. And I'm like, I thought there's a day today that free agency is supposed to start at 12:01. But I'm like, wait, how did Russell Wilson agree to a contract yesterday? And I mean, I don't know what I was missing, but I'm like, it seems like free agency is no longer the day of. The league can't be happy about all these like extra stuff going on. And then, I mean, I just feel like it's wrong too to this Minkson deal, this maybe Juszczyk deal, like it's not right to the players to get cut after you pick up someone else. I think that's a little. I'm not. I don't know how on board with that I am from a player standpoint. Obviously, it's a business for the NFL teams, and hey, but I mean, what type of precedent is that setting? Long term. I don't know. That's interesting.
I think it's interesting these linebackers that are getting picked up aren't the all-pro linebackers that have been cut, right? Those all-pro linebackers are still available. But you got like Washington picked up Frankie Louvu. You have Just a couple other Drew Tranquil for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I know he's re-signing, but I mean, there's
Shair.
they had a I know that hurts too, but they had a chance to go make a bigger splash at linebacker and go get somebody bigger. And I think these teams are just trying to keep these, we'll call it average linebackers, but you don't got to pay them as much, so that helps.
Yeah, definitely helps in your cap space. That's for sure. Larger cap space this year, right?
Yeah.
Larger cap space this year. So if you can keep the cost low, that only helps you. But you're right. There's so many good linebackers out. Patrick Queen, Levante David, right? Jerome Baker, Devin White. Like, there's so many really good teams, or really good linebackers that are still out there. Oscar said Fatou Kassi, he ended up getting a birthday wish from the Jaguars and then axed a few hours later because it was just, hey, happy birthday. Okay, that's all you get. We're not getting you a cake. Like,
and goodbye.
You only get the card, no cake. Sorry.
Hey, I think the Packers getting Xavier McKinney is really good signing for them. I think that's I think that's a big pickup for them.
Definitely.
I think the Packers did well so far and on day one as it is. I think my team, if we're talking about winning day one though, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oddly enough, they pick up Mac Jones. I feel like that's a move to try to push Trevor Lawrence to be at his best, and at worst, Mac Jones is a backup in case Lawrence gets hurt. Picking up Gabe Davis, who I feel like is on the fringe of being a number one receiver. I think his route running maybe has some work, but I think he can definitely take the top off. They pick up offensive line Blake Hance, offensive guard Ezra Cleveland, Mitch Morse as a center. I think they did really good. And some of those guys they extended, but Darnell Savage, 3-year deal.
Yep.
I think the Jags did really good so far on day one.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I give it to the Falcons, man. Getting a Kirk Cousins is big for them, I think. I know they didn't have many other signings, but I think offensively, like, you're talking about a team that had a running quarterback for the last how many years, and now you put a pocket passer in there with weapons already around them pretty much everywhere.
Right.
I think their offense is going to be really good next year. I'm a Kirk Cousins fan.
What did I see? Oh shoot!
And if you're not, go watch that Netflix series Quarterbacks. You'll become a Kirk Cousins fan too. You guys see that by chance?
No, I think you told me about that last time, and I still
yeah, you gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. It's great. They follow him, Mariota, and Mahomes for a whole season, and it's really good. You get to, like, the inside of their lives, their house, everything.
Oscar, just an FYI, Fatou Kassi, got cut by Jaguars on his birthday, but got a better birthday present. He's tentative to sign with Houston Texans. So better team, maybe better situation for him, for sure.
Yeah, better situation for sure.
Especially with all the weapons Houston got, man. Jeez, they're deep. Drew, what's going on, man? How you doing? You doing all right? You keeping up with all of the free agency stuff?
You guys are way beyond my knowledge right now. So I'm just surprised how much Mike likes Kirk Cousins. Is it because of the show or because he actually you like how he plays?
Both. I think Kirk Cousins has always been a little underrated. Everyone hates on the guy because he can't win in prime time. I think he's always been a solid quarterback. You never really put him in the best teams. And I think he balled out in Vikings personally. I think he deserved that contract.
Oh, definitely. He definitely balled out with Vikings. For sure.
I mean, granted, you have Justin Jefferson there, and you got weapons, but he used them, right? I mean, who knows? Is Justin Jefferson as good as he is without Kirk Cousins, right? So I think he is because he's a stud, but you got at LSU, he had a great quarterback over there too. So in Burrow, right? So I don't know.
So if you're Minnesota, you just lost Cousins. You lost the Cousins deal or battle.
Yeah.
What do you do at quarterback now? Do you re-sign
really
Josh Dobbs?
Know.
Mullins is still over there, right?
Mullins is over there, and also the BYU kid. What's his name?
Which
guy
one?
from a couple years ago at BYU.
Hall? No.
Yeah. Yeah. So he started one game last year before he got injured.
My goodness.
It was not a good game.
But yeah,
that was not a good game. I know.
Struggled on that one.
He cost me my championship with Justin Jefferson not getting the ball, but I don't want to be reminded of that.
He's not bitter about that at all. So does Minnesota go after Tannehill then? Ooh, Tyrod.
That's not a bad. That's not.
Yeah.
I think Tannehill would be okay. I think he's still serviceable. They better draft quarterback.
Does he help Justin Jefferson though?
No, I don't. Out of all Justin Jefferson may want out. Addison's there. I mean, Justin Jefferson's not far from requesting a trade, in my opinion. Or how much? He hasn't signed. He's still on his rookie deal too, right? Or no? Did he re-up?
I think he re-upped. I'll have to look at that. Let me see.
What number pick does Minnesota have? Do you know off the top of your head? I'm trying not to look it up right now.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
are they trying
high?
Are they trying to draft a quarterback? I don't understand. Like, out of the rest of the quarterbacks that are available, Ryan Tannehill is probably the only guy that may be decent. I mean, you got Winston, Darnold, Drew Luck, Huntley.
No,
maybe Josh Dobbs.
They already got
Mason Rudolph.
They pick 11th overall.
11. Yeah, I don't know who you get at 11. That's the problem because.
So then you're trying to trade up.
Well, the Falcons aren't getting a quarterback now at 2, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So who do the Falcons get now? Oh, wow. So you could potentially add Harrison. Harrison to. If they get Harrison, man, you got Pitts, Harrison, and what's his name? Drake London.
Yeah.
Dude. Kirk
With
Cousins
Bijan
is
Robinson
really going to ball out.
And yeah.
Do you put Justin Fields on the Vikings?
I don't see Kevin O'Connell working with Justin Fields.
I don't either. I just think it's funny to ask. I think they would hate it.
Plus the division rival. I don't know. That one's tough.
Like, do they go after Mason Rudolph?
I don't think they draft Harrison second. Is it Atlanta that has the second pick?
It's either 2 or 3, right? It's either 2 or 3. I don't have my graphic up. Shame on me. That's lame.
I'm looking right now.
Free agency, not we got.
While you're looking at Drew, what's going on in the NBA? What's happening? Get that NBA itch out of there.
You guys are being nice to me, man.
I hear the Cade Cunningham watch is still in the negative.
Hey, he had a good game actually, man. He 33 and like 12 or something like that. He just they lost, but I mean,
I know that's what I'm saying.
Still always losing. Lakers had 2 good wins. Lakers had 2 good wins against the Thunder and Minnesota. I was all excited about AD. He had 27, 25, 7 steals, 3 blocks. Too? Oh, sorry, yeah, they beat the Bucks too. Without LeBron, but then after they beat Minnesota, I was like, oh man, this is going really well. And then I realized they didn't have Towns or Gobert in there. I'm like, no wonder why AD had such a big game. He's playing against some guy named Reed. I didn't even know his first name, and no, but yeah, a lot of injuries right now. The Knicks, some of the top teams, Knicks are suffering. Minnesota's suffering. Of course, the Sixers for a while now. So it's going to be interesting if these guys all come back in. Dax wants to join the pod, guys.
It's all good. What's up, Dax?
Hi, Dax.
Let us know how you feel. The only real question is Lakers or Clippers?
Daddy.
It's not a question. It's not a question.
Too much.
Clippers
too
because
funny.
nobody answered it. I'll answer for
Yeah.
Clippers.
Did we ever find out where?
I thought you were going to ask what time Dax's bedtime was.
he asked to be present during all the videotaping of these, so he likes to
live
watch.
viewers. The more viewers, the better, right, Dax? The more viewers, the better.
Yeah, can you have him log in on his iPad on his?
Yeah, I
device,
need to do that.
Push the like button.
Have him watch live.
If you're a gamer, make sure to go follow Dax on his gaming YouTube. We'll throw that down in the comments here if I can find it.
He's recording right now his game. So
that's what I'm talking about. That's what's up, Dax. I love it. Love it. So for the next let's say I'll give you 5 minutes, Drew. You ready? Biggest thing that happened within the last week of the NBA.
Oh, I think I already said it, man. It's the Lakers, of course. They beat 3 top teams, man.
The bias view. I love it.
Shocking. That's what he talked about. Lakers, Cade Cunningham, and I'm shocked he hasn't mentioned Cam Reddish's name yet, or Rui Hachimura.
You know what?
Well, you got to talk about the
Cam
game.
Reddish hasn't been playing, so
that's
everything's
true.
good. He hasn't been playing, so everything's good.
What place are the Lakers in?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, I was just asking.
That's funny.
I love
Good
it.
call, John.
How you guys? Do you guys see any of the NCAA matchups this last week?
Dude, this is the time of the year. I love this week. Last week and this week, you have these smaller conferences balling out. I mean, it's just that's what it's about, man. I love the heart. These teams right now, as we speak, San Francisco and Gonzaga 38-37 at the half. San Francisco's only way into this tournament is by beating Gonzaga and then beating St. Mary's. And,
that's so hard.
Yeah, like you got who was it yesterday that lost? Let me look it up real quick, but someone lost. Let me look it up because I couldn't believe they lost. And so now the question is, do they get held out of the tournament after they only had like 4 losses the whole season? Oh, Indiana State. So Indiana State finished 26-6, was ranked at one point. First time they were ranked actually since Larry Bird was at the school, believe it or not. And they lost to Drake in the Missouri Valley Conference final. So Drake just stole someone's bubble. Does Indiana State get in? I think so. They beat some quality teams this year. So that means someone else is out, right? So this is what it's about. This is that tournament time. James Madison won today, so they won their conference. Otherwise, I feel like another bubble would have burst if they didn't win their conference. They beat Michigan State to open the year, by the way. So it's gonna be great this week. This week's gonna tell a lot, and I'm looking forward to Sunday, Selection Sunday, and next week we're gonna be filling out our brackets. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm calling out my buddy Mitchell right now. Him and I used to always go back and forth. Duke versus UNC, Tar Heels versus Dookie. And I was always the Tar Heel fan. Hey, we swept you guys this year, buddy. I haven't gotten any text this year about Duke beating UNC. What's happening? This year, we are opening our podcast as a podcast. We're opening our March Madness bracket group. Basically, if you would like to join that group, I threw the link down in the comments. Go ahead and click on that link. It'll have an invitation to the group. Next week on the podcast, we are going to be filling out our own brackets. Now, the teams aren't selected yet. That won't actually happen until Sunday. I believe 6 p.m. is when the selections are going to be made in the actual bracket.
Eastern time, I think Eastern time, so like 3 hour time.
I think I think is when the actual teams come out. So if you're listening to this live or you click on it right now, you won't actually see any teams or any bracket to fill out because nothing's actually set yet. But if you want to do that, if you want to join us, join in on the fun. Honestly, I'm going to be quite honest. This year, out of all the March Madness brackets I filled out, I think this year has been the most wild. Like, it's got to be the closest I've ever seen all the teams. It's literally anybody's game. And the point system will be basically as follows. We will, let's see, you will get 1 point for winning the round of 64 or round 1. You'll get 2 points for winning round 2, 4 points for winning in the round of 16 or Sweet 16, so on and so forth. But there is a point differential added to those wins. So if you pick an upset of a 10 seed beating a 7 seed, not only in round 1, not only will you get the 1 point for the win, but you'll get an extra 3 points for picking that upset. So it is incentivized to pick bigger upsets. Whereas, the straightforward point system, basically, you want to pick the winner, and if your winner's out, you're kind of out of luck. Well, now, the point system is evenly spread and is basically anybody's game. So if you want to join with us, make sure you click on that link. Join us. We'll be filling it out. Our brackets live next week, Monday, here on the podcast. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Can I reserve the right to make every pick after Andrew so he doesn't copy me like he did in the NFL playoffs?
Man, don't even start with me.
I think that's fair.
I made some good picks without you, sir. Come on.
Yeah, that Miami Super Bowl pick was real solid.
I do it again, man. You gotta ride with your guy.
Miami all the way.
You gotta ride with your guy.
Speaking of,
looking forward to that,
dude, with all of the free agency pickups, are you still rolling with Miami? They ended up signing a decent tight end. They ended up getting brought in a couple of linebackers. Still
we'll
nobody.
We'll see who I get in fantasy next season.
That's what it's based off of.
That's what he got Tua this year. He said that.
Tua is my quarterback, so I was going all out. I was going for Tua. We'll see.
Oh my goodness!
And
we're really hoping you get Brock Purdy next year.
Yeah.
We'll end up doing that as well. We'll open up a.
He's turning 17 next year. Is that what it is?
A fantasy football bracket or league.
But he'll be 17 next year, right?
Hey, he just got married. He just got married. Leave him alone.
He just looks so little, man. I don't know. Every time I see him, I'm like, this guy looks like he's 16 years old, man.
That's good.
Him and Shohei Ohtani.
Maybe he should grow a beard. Maybe he'll win the Super Bowl next time if he does that. So.
I don't know if he can grow a beard.
Oh my gosh. As far as March Madness goes, what are you looking forward to, Drew?
For me, I know the seeding matters. Like, usually those top seeds are going to win, but it's all about the upsets. They're so much fun. A lot of these final games come down to the last minute shots. Like, I don't know. I'll never forget that season. It was a while ago. I can't remember the team right now. Josh Hart was on it. Villanova, man. That final in March Madness was insane. Literally with a 3-pointer to win the game. Stuff like that, like you just never forget when you're watching it live. So
that's a sore subject for Mike.
That's why that's why the Knicks are doing so well, right?
Josh Hart?
Well, because Josh Hart.
Jalen Brunson.
And DiVincenzo. They were all on the same team.
They're all.
Yep.
They literally are
Villanova
like running
boys.
it back right now with the
Yep.
Knicks. Johnson. Yeah. How cool is that?
Familiarity there. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm gonna wrap this up with the biggest question of the night. You guys ready? Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
That's an easy one, man.
Is that even
Give me the 57-year-old.
Yeah.
You gotta put up that graphic I sent you.
Is anybody
the
picking
best.
Jake
That
Paul?
is the
Like, I
best.
mean, it's not like he's a scrub, right?
Who?
I
Jake
mean,
Paul.
he's not a professional. He's not a. I don't know. Until you win a real match, like.
I mean, he's faced
You're
a couple of MMA guys. I'll give him the okay. Like, those guys aren't trained.
Yeah, how
to
did
be
how did
boxers.
that go with Ngannou and what's his
I know,
name?
right?
I mean,
Dude.
that what knocked out in
Did
the
you
second round?
Did you see that knockout?
Fury? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So I mean, how good of boxers are MMA? I mean, Ngannou supposedly was the best boxer and MMA guy, and I mean, I don't know. I gotta give Mike Tyson love.
Even though Mike Tyson's like pushing 60.
I don't care. Give me Mayweather versus this guy. Like I don't see it at all.
Well, Mayweather, yeah, man. That's not even Mayweather's still
I'm
young,
ta-
isn't he?
I'm taking Mike
Mayweather,
Tyson
sorry.
all the way for sure.
I'm taking Mike
That's-
Tyson too, man. I'm just giving you a hard time. Like, there's no
I
way.
agree.
There's no way Jake Paul.
Dude, I watched a training video of Mike Tyson, like, that he just made a couple of days ago, and I was like, "Oh, good gosh, I would not want to get hit by any of those punches."
I'm
Dude,
just
he's
shocked.
quick.
I'm just shocked they're even in the same weight class. Like I think Mike Tyson's like way bigger than Jake Paul. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Jake Paul's
Super
a tall
Solis-
dude, isn't he? I don't know. I thought he was kind of a tall dude.
I think he's solid, like from a body structure standpoint, but I think Mike Tyson's gonna break him, so that'll be great.
I don't think Jake Paul has faced anybody that was a legit power puncher. Like, you're facing a heavyweight now.
Sure.
You're not facing
Like
Nick
a heavyweight
Diaz.
champ. It's not even just
Yes.
a heavyweight. You say the heavyweight champ.
Yeah, the champ.
Ugh.
He needs to wear like
Uh,
ear guards, though, right?
If
like,
he can
needs ear
outrun him
guards.
and he can outmaneuver him, okay, fine. But if Tyson hits you, good luck, man.
If he backs you in the corner.
You better stay up too, because for all the crap that he's talking, I want to see him stay up and take a few hits. So
because I mean, Tyson's used to it, right? He's used to playing or fighting guys that were taller, had longer reach,
sure.
and he would work his way right into that body. Blah blah. Oh,
Yeah, I don't see Tyson losing, guys.
so if Tyson loses, it's got to be either by decision, right? It's got to come down to decision, or he just flat out got paid a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah. Because that's the only thing that I'm worried about. That's the thing I'm worried about is he's going to get paid because Jake Paul doesn't want to get leveled on TV. And but I think if it was straight up, especially like in the street or something like that, Tyson's going to roll him up.
Agreed.
Now you're in your how old is Jake Paul now?
No idea.
Any idea?
28,
Is he 30 yet?
I was just saying, I wouldn't imagine. I don't know.
Just older
Let's
than
see.
Purdy.
Older than Purdy? Is he the prime
Jake
guy?
Paul
I
is
don't even
27.
know, man.
So he's
Yeah, he
27.
is.
Yeah,
He's a prime guy.
So
prime
Jake
kid.
Paul is 27. If you get beat in a boxing match by a dude that's 30 years older than you, can you show back up?
That's why I won't.
Can you sign
I
another
won't bet
contract?
on it. I couldn't bet on that. I don't trust it.
I mean, getting beat by somebody that much older than you in a in a basketball game or a different sport, that's completely different, right? You get in a boxing brawl. and he
with
works
Grandpa
you.
Tyson.
That's just too
knocked out in
much.
the second round.
Have you guys been with the Caitlin Clark fiasco? Have you guys been keeping
Dude,
up
I
at
watched
all
the game
with?
yesterday. I watched the
Did
game.
you?
The end of that. Oh yeah, like the
Is this
fourth
the
quarter,
first
they were
year?
down. Dude, yeah, first year ever. I mean, Caitlin Clark's just like these shots she's taking. She looks like Steph Curry out there, dude. Like I'm like, what? That's a terrible shot. What are you stepping back, shooting 3 to go into overtime? I was like, what the heck?
Right.
And then I watched the brawl between LSU and was it South Carolina. I was like, that was kind of crazy too. So, my thing is, you got South Carolina that hasn't lost a game in like 2 seasons in conference play. Like,
Yep.
you need a little bit more competition for me to really be interested in it, right? I mean, it's the UConn of years ago. But Caitlin Clark, dude, she's fun to watch. They were down in that game by 6 with 1:20 left. And I was like, there's no way they come back and win. And the girl just went off. I mean, insane. And then it goes into overtime. And
she
had a bad shoe night, but she still put up like 32. It was crazy. She's
pulling
a stud,
off a
dude.
Tracy McGrady with 13 points and
yeah, basically,
11
exactly.
seconds.
Yeah, she's a beast, dude. And you look at her and you're like, how is this girl so good? like she should not be good at basketball. Like, she looks like a normal kid out there. And then all of a sudden she just is amazing.
You know, that's going to inspire a lot of girls to go after basketball. That's for sure. It's always like that in sports. You get the ordinary looking player, right? It's hard to be a LeBron James, right? Just freak athlete, freakish size, freakish everything, right? Like, he's in his 40s, still putting up points, still playing the game at a really high level. It's hard to be that guy. It's hard to be Jordan with a 40-inch vert, right? But I could be a Steph Curry. I'll shoot 3, you know. He's not that tall. Yeah, he moves a lot, but I'm not talking personally. I mean, I know we got our little thing on Thursday nights, but I'm not talking about me personally. But you take that ordinary looking athlete that's all of a sudden doing phenomenal, right? Because of their work ethic, not because of their God-given, ability, right? Or physique. It's their straight up work ethic and that inspires more and more people to go out for a certain sport. It's like, why not me? Why not?
Yeah.
Agreed.
It was like, oh, definitely. A couple of years ago, I say a couple of years ago, this might have been a while ago, when Washington had a really good girls basketball team, and they had that center, and I don't remember what her name is for the life of me. I know I'm going to get crap for this, but all she did was get rebounds and shoot threes, and it brought everybody out. I mean, she was not overly athletic. Obviously, she could box out, right? She was a little on the hefty side, set some massive screens for the guards, and then just sit out on the 3-point line. And she did amazing. So the game has definitely changed for sure. Like, not everybody is hitting off the dribble or needs to. I think the game has evolved to where now people are figuring out how to be that role player, how to contribute to your team without having to score 50 points, which is great. Absolutely great. Great for the game, for sure. For those of you still tuning in with us, let me get this up. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Jam Pack Podcast. Click on that notification bell so that you can see when we're going live. We are live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook at Jam Pack Podcast, and on Twitter at Jam Pack Pod. From us at Jam Pack Podcast, make sure you guys are being kind to one another. Be safe, and we'll see you guys next week.
Join our pool, March Madness. Looking forward to it.
Yes, join the pool. Later, fellas.
See you guys.
Bye.